MrBeast is kind of hard to criticize.
Yeah, they're great. My teeth fall out.
Stop on my boy Peaceable, bro.
Get out of here. You of all people. Don't say some dumb shit like that. Those cookies are trash as
And I'm one of those channels that's supposed to do that. A commentary channel. Sorry, no, I do video essays. Excuse me, documentaries. No. I mean drama videos. I'm sure you get the genre of videos I make. You may think this is great for MrBeast. He gets to escape accountability. But actually, it makes things worse. Like, way worse, and reveals the problem with softball commentary channels. This unraveling is very apparent in the scandal that hit the largest YouTuber on the platform, MrBeast. Hey guys, it's Donna. Yes, bold theory today. Softball commentary channels and less criticism for MrBeast in general is actually really bad for him. It sounds crazy, but I think years and years of us blindly defending MrBeast for no reason have led to criticisms like this video right here. Does MrBeast actually love his fiancée? And to prove my theory, let's look at the story that started it all. It's an old story, so I'll go over it as fast as I can. Ava Tyson, a famous trans YouTuber known for being part of the MrBeast ensemble, became the center of controversy when videos uploaded in June alleged that she had inappropriate conversations with a 13-year-old.
Chris Tyson started an online friendship with this guy when he was only 13 years old. Now, the problem with that is Chris Tyson was born in July of 1996. Lava GS was born on November 12th, 2003. The problem with that is that there's a 7-year age gap.
While a lot of the conversation is normal, there are instances where it was clearly inappropriate, such as this. Or this example where Tyson jokes about giving Lava nudes for subscribing to his Patreon. Many conversations were public, but there were some that were private. What went on those private conversations, we don't know.
You have no business chatting with a 13-year-old that's not your child. You just don't.
I mean, whatever his intentions were, I think we can all agree that adults shouldn't be talking like this when it comes to minors. It's inappropriate all around. But what really made this interaction more suspicious was that Tyson was a fan of an artist that goes by the name of Shadman. Shadman is a Swiss artist who was kicked out of his university for his artwork that law enforcement called highly illegal. He is also known for something called which is a form of Japanese animation that is sexually explicit and uses underage cartoon characters. To my surprise, the controversial artist was actually very prominent with many internet people, with other creators interacting with him, including Ava. Well, you could argue that some of these YouTubers didn't know the full extent of Shadman's art. I wish I could say the same for Tyson. His admiration for the artist goes beyond public interaction. He's on record actually purchasing a piece from him, displaying it in his home. Given this context and further damning tweets like this, it is reasonable to be concerned about not only Tyson's inappropriate messages to Lava, but the fact that they're one of the main characters of a massive channel dedicated to kids. While there isn't any recent evidence to support Ava still partakes in this behavior, it's really difficult to argue that allegedly being into was just a phase. And right there, you have your standard story a drama channel will make a video about. Pretty cut and dry. And we did make videos about it, but you weren't too happy about a lot of the videos we made. Viewers started accusing the biggest names in commentary of going too soft on Jimmy, some going as far as accusing them of being paid off.
L in chat. MrBeast paid you off! Yeah, no, he did.
Oompaville was absolutely flamed for his opinion.
In my most recent video, I got a little bit of pushback.
Then there's H3H3, whose viewers seem to accuse them of going easy on Ava because she's trans, while also being lenient with Jimmy.
I love how I set that embed up so it shows you looking sexy. Lava said to Chris. And he said, thanks, Lava, love ya. I mean...
Even Ethan Klein's arch nemesis Keemstar is facing similar allegations.
I am not paid off by MrBeast. I'm not. Stop saying it, okay?
Other channels that reported on drama like Moist Critical and Ludwig have even been accused of not reporting on the situation fast enough.
I've been being attacked on Twitter, just fucking dogpiled about my ignoring the situation and refusing to speak on it, being too much of a coward to talk about all this.
Now, you're actually not only biased, you are protecting MrBeast by not talking about it. The refusal to cover it is actually a protection. It makes you part of the problem.
While some of these channels improve their future reporting, it's very apparent that the viewers think commentary is going way too easy on MrBeast.
I know it might come across as I'm taking MrBeast's side a lot in this, when I'm not. I'm just saying what I'm seeing.
Guys, I know it looks bad. Just because all the bigger commentary channels thought pretty positively about MrBeast while the audience didn't, doesn't mean there's a cover-up going on. Anyway, since there was this discrepancy in what you thought about MrBeast versus what drama channels thought about MrBeast, lesser-known commentary channels started calling us out. Like one creator that goes by the name of JoJo made this whole video about Ludwig called the controlled opposition of MrBeast.
If I've associated my name with a brand who, let's be honest, at this point has been accused of virtually every reprehensible act, to me it's just obvious that I would tell my audience the truth and separate myself from that sort of environment.
Ludwig runs the channel Mogul Mail. The channel is your standard commentary channel. He talks about calling Ballinger, MatPat, Andrew Tate, all standard topics for your average drama channel. You would expect a channel like this to give the same energy, if not more, to explaining the MrBeast controversy.
You guys are going to piss me off. I can't do this if you guys are this miserable within 30 minutes. If I can't even go through 10 minutes of context without you guys throwing a little hissy fit, I'm not doing it.
It is probably some of the most difficult stuff I've sat through and watched aside from XQC. Aside from the whole commentary channel fence-sitting meme that Moist Critical and Ludwig oftentimes get criticized of doing, Ludwig actually just does that in these two live streams. And if he doesn't, he makes some of the strangest, most bizarre, borderline sociopathic takes.
You actually don't have to take JoJo's word for it. All you have to do is look at the re-uploaded version of the stream and all the comments are so negative. Yikes. You know what? You caught us. Too many of the comments were all negative across so many commentary channels that I can't deny it. We did go easy on MrBeast, but so what? The consequences can't be that bad, can they? There are some pretty obvious consequences that occur when commentary is a little too soft on who they criticize. The first is, you're not going to get the truth or complete picture. This was pretty obvious in the tell-all interview done by Oompaville, the only place Jimmy made a response to the allegations.
Yeah, I'm just saying it seemed, and a lot of people also believe that.
Was it good intentions when he photoshopped a fake live stream and falsely accused me of not saying something I did say and falsely accused something? It was good intentions when he put a king-size Feastables bar beside a regular-size Hershey's bar and didn't disclose that, and then lied about us having more sugar than them. Was it? I mean, I could sit here and do this for the next 30 minutes. I think that's just a misconception that everyone has. It's like there's.
It's just Oompaville sitting there asking questions and then accepting pretty much every answer he's given without asking a follow-up. And I think that this thing that he's filmed was shot after the interview when MrBeast left, and he just kind of sat there going, I kind of just blew that, didn't I? I just let him do a PR stunt.
First of all, let's get this out of the way. Oompa did well for the time he was given. He covered a wide variety of topics most people would have never brought up if they were in his position. However, where the interview fell short was when Oompa should have presented follow-up questions when Jimmy would answer.
But, you know, at the same time, I think a lot of people wanted Jimmy to feel a little bit pressured. Like maybe this was a bit of an interview where maybe there was going to be some hard-hitting questions that would make him feel a little bit uncomfy or catch him off guard. And for a very long time, that did not happen.
For example, when asked about the Shadman poster in Ava's living room, Jimmy essentially says he thought it was an anime meme. To which Oompa basically says, "That's fair, I didn't know who Shadman was either."
To be honest, I didn't really think too much of it because we just had like a lot of anime posters and things up, and it was an animated character.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I also, after all this stuff, I didn't know who Shadman was. I've heard of him a little bit on Twitter, but I didn't know. Total ignorance there. So okay, and that's just one that's important. You know, people, because that's up. That guy is disgusting. And you know, people do care. It's like you've got art, and you were saying you didn't know. That's
If Kyle invited me over to hang out and he had that picture on his wall, we're gonna talk about it.
And I really thought he was gonna go off and use that point to launch into a discussion into some of the screenshots in the chat, but he didn't. And to be fair, he explains why the interview was done this way.
I didn't intend for this to be the end of the conversation. I didn't go into this with an agenda. I definitely missed a lot of questions, and I definitely didn't push back enough. So I totally get like 99.9% of the criticisms.
But it still doesn't change the fact that viewers felt some of the questions were a little too soft. And as a result, we are left with something that doesn't paint the full picture. An obvious consequence of doing a softball interview. If it were just one commentary channel that did this, fine. But because the viewers felt a lot of the big ones were going way too soft, I don't blame people for thinking there was a cover-up going on. Now you would think this is awesome for MrBeast. No criticism, I can get away with murder. Obviously, this isn't what happened. This story got huge because going too soft on MrBeast actually does not do him any favors. Ironically, if you try to hide information, in this case soften criticism, you actually make things way worse. Now, if your name is MrBeast, you're probably very appalled by my video right now. Donna, what do you mean going too easy on me makes things worse? That makes no sense. No criticism should equal no hate. Wrong. No criticism doesn't equal no hate. No criticism equals suspicious. Because let's face the facts, we are harder on people like Logan Paul or James Charles, but all of a sudden this time MrBeast gets the benefit of the doubt. And it's not even about MrBeast deserving it this time, it's about people can tell when we are being inconsistent and treating influencers unequally.
When you got this nasally, inbred looking little throwing a bunch of unproven allegations towards MrBeast, it goes viral.
So no criticism doesn't equal less hate, it equals what the f is going on right now? Why does this guy get special treatment when others aren't treated like that? And so when the biggest commentary channels went easier on MrBeast, and that isn't from my perspective by the way, that's according to you guys, when they went easier on MrBeast, they effectively pushed their viewers to look for answers somewhere else. This is great for smaller commentary channels who present well thought out ideas. But good information wasn't the only thing that was amplified because of watered down opinions. The viewers' thirst for answers propelled videos that were essentially defamation, such as this video with the following thumbnail. Most of the comments know that this creator was acting in bad faith, but in an era of headline readers, a video with that kind of thumbnail and that many views is never a good thing. Then you have creators such as MrPegasus who absolutely milk the entire situation. It's not bad that he has 100 videos about MrBeast or that his thumbnails are terrible. The major issue is how he reports allegations that are lies. For example, MrPegasus inserts a segment that accuses Feastables of using slave labor.
YouTuber Honesty made yet another allegation against MrBeast, saying he's potentially using child labor or slave labor for his chocolate, which is incredibly concerning.
If there were enough evidence to prove the chocolate is sourced unethically, every commentary channel should be talking about it. However, this accusation is solely based on the labels slave labor free and child labor free disappearing from their website.
That main page item that said we're slave free, that was removed. In addition, in the frequently asked questions section, that stuff about being child labor free and slave labor free, that stuff also disappeared.
What? That's the evidence that makes you think MrBeast is purposely using child labor? It's concerning, but it's not enough to accuse someone of purposely using slave labor for their chocolates. Additionally, an old press release explains the missing labels. Feastables partnered with Tony's Chocolonely, which uses the term exploitation-free instead of slave-free because they believe it encompasses more of the work they do. Essentially, it's a change in terminology based on the news supplier, aka Pegasus just propagated a straight up lie, and he hides behind the fact that he didn't make these claims, another creator by the name of Honestly did, and he's just reporting those allegations.
Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged. All parties talked about are innocent until proven guilty. Anything said or speculated is my opinion and not a fact. I'm simply reporting the news.
But that creator's video got a measly 100,000 views, while Pegasus did over 1.3 million. That may be enough for Pegasus to avoid a lawsuit, but it still doesn't change the reality he's helping to cultivate something that just isn't true. And a number of his comments show how people blindly believe him. Another allegation blindly believed was one by Dogpack404. And while he brought up a number of issues that MrBeast should have been criticized for, mainstream commentary's watered-down opinions propelled more things viewers should totally be against. One significant claim that lacked evidence is that MrBeast's former CEO was charged with domestic violence.
There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him. And I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess.
He says he's been using a YouTuber named Surprise Witness to verify these claims, but even she says it's not the same guy.
I did look into this, and I went into it thinking he had done that, okay? I went into it thinking he did it, and I'm just gonna have to find the paperwork. But suffice it to say that I do not think that the case number that is associated with this picture right here, and I told Dawson this, and that's why he said this in the video, I do not think that this particular case is the same James Warren.
After some time, Dawson later posts a tweet that the DV allegations are for a different James Warren. Apparently, this rumor came from employees Googling him. They found another James Warren charged with DV, then they started making jokes that it was the CEO. In this video, Dawson keeps using the words allegedly and even puts on screen that all parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. However, once again, we see another example of someone cultivating a lie. And by the way, this isn't some new and amazing phenomenon that happens. Mainstream media has been accused of doing the exact same thing. They're perceived as bias. And as a result, younger generations, millennials, Gen Z, maybe even Gen X, have been pushed to look for their news somewhere else. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, not the best, but I guess it is what it is. Look, I put the majority of the blame on Dogpack and Pegasus. But I truly believe this misinformation wouldn't have circulated if mainstream commentary just criticized MrBeast regularly. Viewers wouldn't have been pushed to look for information somewhere else. This is a textbook example of the Streisand effect. When a network of arguably the most trusted or followed commentary channels presents information in a diluted fashion, audiences don't just lose interest. They don't become satisfied with an answer just because someone with a lot of followers says so. Their curiosity instead intensifies, and they will actively seek the truth elsewhere because this creator doesn't seem to be telling the full story. This explains why the videos initially breaking new aspects of this story were from creators you've likely never heard of before. Their videos filled this information void not presented in mainstream commentary. Now hold on a minute, is this actually our fault for going too easy on MrBeast? Maybe we aren't going too easy on MrBeast. Maybe it's your fault, the viewer. You guys criticized Moist Critical for not reporting on this fast enough, and he did, as you can see from the community notes.
On this topic, a lot of the audience, I'm gonna say it, has been straight up retarded.
But there's too many of them who think the same way. Also, the three individuals who are pushing this narrative the most are kind of unlikable, that I can't see it being a case of them using their charm or influence to change the narrative. This reminds me of mainstream media insisting the story is one way, but the audience saying no. I think I'm gonna have to go with the viewer on this. It's not that we're not making videos about this, we are. We're making videos about it, but we aren't going as hard as we would have if it were another influencer.
And Moist Critical is similar in that he's talking about the Ava Tyson stuff,
but he has constantly ignored all the terrible shit that's come out about MrBeast himself over the years for a variety of reasons.
This is okay, but there is clearly a demand for someone to talk about his involvement, and this isn't some big ask from the audience either. They aren't comparable, but in more mainstream examples like the controversy with Epstein and Diddy, people also asked if their surrounding circle partook in this behavior as well. Therefore, it isn't a big reach to ask if Jimmy knew this was happening, since him and Tyson have been friends for a very long time.
We'll be famous from stupid stuff. My dad will be less proud of me.
Charlie not focusing on Jimmy's role is fine, technically. But there is a clear demand from viewers to discuss how involved he was.
Well, you're going to talk about every other trending situation, Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, anything that goes viral, it goes on your main channel. Chris, the associate of the biggest YouTube channel in the world, you do a 4-minute clip on your second channel.
He usually fulfills this demand, but this time he didn't. In fact, hardly anyone did. And there were a lot of these situations where it was fine technically, but the viewers could tell the drama channels were giving MrBeast and company more leeway than usual. Again, why does he get special treatment when others don't? Like when Ludwig made a response to JoJo's video. After the well-deserved criticism, Ludwig promptly made a response video addressing his embarrassing coverage of the MrBeast situation. And just like that, JoJo deleted his video critiquing Ludwig.
Main criticism was how Ludwig wasn't actually addressing or talking about the situation, but since he has, and frankly in depth, there's just no reason for me to leave the video up.
This act in itself isn't wrong. It's actually pretty refreshing to see two people address the problem behind the scenes and resolve their issues. Despite this, it still does not change the broader perception shared by viewers that MrBeast gets special treatment. Additionally, JoJo didn't say anything wrong, and Ludwig admits this in his response. So for him to delete that video seems kinda overboard. In JoJo's explanation for privating his video, most of the top comments praise his actions, but it takes no more than a couple scrolls to find comments that accuse him of joining the cover-up. Viewers pointed out that JoJo started off as a fan of Ludwig.
I'm a huge fan of Ludwig. I've been a channel member of his for many years.
When Ludwig privately messaged JoJo about his video, fans speculated that he may have felt pressure to delete it because his idol finally noticed him. My man joined controlled opposition in less than 24 hours. Bro folded really quickly. Dude got gaslit into deleting video. LMFAO. So Ludwig scared you and you removed it. LMFAO. So hilarious how he folded like this. LMFAO. As you can see, a pattern started to emerge. Many creators were behaving in ways that were technically okay, but still different in how they usually release critical videos of influencers.
Initially, I wasn't going to make a mogul mail about the MrBeast situation, and that was for two reasons. The first one is because I made a video on this channel about a week ago called I Don't Like This Channel, and in it I basically talk about how I don't like doing drama videos.
Viewers could sense this difference and express their frustrations by calling this a cover-up.
Ludwig does this a lot, where he tries to play the middle ground, and he did this with the Israel-Palestine thing. I do think that he does in some cases. I think with the Israel-Palestine thing, it is an instance of him trying to have his cake and eat it too.
It explains why the same conspiracy comments are littered across multiple drama channels, even though they aren't connected with each other. No one is covering anything up, but they are going easier on MrBeast than usual. So now we have to answer the question, why are we going easier on MrBeast than usual?
I have a MrBeast bias. I personally think that MrBeast is one of the most exciting people to watch in our space right now. I think he's pushing our industry further. Everything that I've seen makes me feel like he is a good guy and he's not just doing it for showmanship.
I actually don't think people are being less harsh on purpose. There is a cover-up going on, but it emerges organically through the incentives in a given system, that system being the YouTube ecosystem.
Being around MrBeast was like a literal inspiration to me, an experience I've never had before. If Jimmy had popped his titty out and told me to suckle, I would have done it without hesitation.
Colin and Smear, for example, don't talk about drama, but they're known to discuss huge events that occur in the digital space. The paid subscription controversy with Watcher, dangerous work conditions with David Dobrik, etc. They were pretty straightforward with why they didn't do a dedicated video about MrBeast.
We're talking with Jimmy, we're friends with him.
Yeah.
he had yet to speak for a while, and he said that was one of his biggest regrets, was that he did not sort of talk about it soon enough. And so it felt really strange to like be speaking with him and know more than like the public knew.
Sure.
And to then think, okay, we're going to go make a video.
They're friends with him in real life. Their explanation? They didn't know how to navigate being a friend while also discussing the controversy objectively.
And actually right now, Asmongold's own audience are giving him shit because he won't criticize MrBeast even on the video made by Dogpack404, which shows all the manipulation MrBeast has done. Like, he still won't call MrBeast a bad guy.
But there are others who aren't friends with MrBeast who also had a tough time critiquing him as well.
Those cookies are trash as I'll be honest with you. You know what? Don't lie. That may be your boy. He may be cool, may be nice. These are whack as You're not eating those. Nobody goes, get me some of them Feastable cookies I've been liking so much. Listen. Get the out of here. Those are terrible. And you know they are. And I know
bars are good. The bars are good.
Listen, let me say something. Here, listen. Let me say something about this garbage.
Good endorsement. You know how cookies gonna cut this shit out.
And they had to have been bad because I can't find them anywhere on the website. Let's just say it straight up. People want to be on Jimmy's good side because they believe that it comes with certain opportunities. Schultz's podcast did over 23 million views, for example. There is a genre of smaller creators who attempt to give him stuff just for an opportunity for him to make an appearance in one of their videos.
There's been this industry created on YouTube now where if you make something for Jimmy and make a YouTube video about it and try to deliver it to him, you might have your dreams come true.
Yeah.
And so now he's like flooded with people in his life who are like, if I could do just anything for you to mention my name, YouTube might change my entire fucking life.
Right.
For aspiring influencers, Jimmy represents the person that'll help them make it.
You're this Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka kind of William Wallace of finances type of energy going on.
And it's not a delusional belief.
In this video, I will be giving 1 million subscribers to one of these 4 small YouTubers.
People who've successfully gotten on his good side have benefited massively.
I got a text from the Beast team, and he was like, can you fly out today?
I absolutely 100% think that there's a reason why a lot of these content creators are not speaking out on MrBeast and are being silent.
When MrBeast calls, you pick up.
There are a lot of big content creators who could benefit from MrBeast's services, whether it's maybe access to his editors, his resources, maybe they could be in one of his videos, maybe they could get him on for an interview, which will get them views on their channels. There's a lot of benefits to being on the good side of MrBeast. And so you are seeing a lot of people who are just absolutely refusing to even speak.
Let's look at the video from Soggy Cereal, for instance. The video was branded as the video that would debunk a lot of the MrBeast allegations.
This video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative act. It'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative Dogpack404, also known as Dawson French.
Upon first upload, it was widely well received. But as the video got pushed to more people, many quickly began to point out biases.
So he does claim to be unbiased, and he says that he's trying to critique fairly, but the video does kind of skew towards leaning towards MrBeast.
Soggy was given access to information many commentary/drama channels didn't have, such as the leaked audio of Dogpack getting fired, the number of interviews from MrBeast employees he was able to get, and his flight to the US was paid for.
You obviously flew to America, right?
Yeah.
Did you cover those costs yourself, or did MrBeast in any way pay?
I'm gonna be honest on that. So I offered to do interviews to Dustin, since it was last moment and very expensive. Dustin, as far as I know, paid for those, and not on a MrBeast card, because when I got at like the hotel, which they said that it was on the card of like literally his name.
That is a massive bias and compromises your integrity by leaving that out of the video. And if you think you couldn't fit it in, it was a 1.5-hour video.
Soggy is adamant that no one paid him, and when accused of being bribed, adamantly denies being paid money. Obviously, this is technically true, but not entirely truthful. he received an exclusive scoop, and as a result, his video did do millions of views. He wasn't paid money for doing this, but he certainly got money for doing this. For a channel this size, there's no doubt this was a huge opportunity, and the views are a testament to that. It's a little frustrating because I really liked Soggy's video. It was well thought out, highly produced, and you could tell he put effort into it. I also think Dogpack deserves so much criticism, and Soggy did a good job of pointing some of those things out. But because of this element here, it's really hard not to question how much he was influenced, even if subconsciously.
By the end of this video, Soggy Cereal will have done some of the stuff that he criticized Dogpack404 for, the same things that he said made Dogpack404 an incredible source. There are moments in this video where Soggy Cereal will try and convince you of something using the same methods that Dogpack404 used in his original video.
Another massively suspicious thing is that there is a video by a YouTuber called It's Blanco that is very similarly formatted to Soggy's video.
So I did the next best thing by interviewing a bunch of the employees, ex-employees, ex-contestants, and some others.
This drama channel also flew to MrBeast headquarters and got direct information from employees and former contestants. Both YouTubers have a similar breakdown where they debunk points of scandal in the MrBeast saga, and both also make sure to say they're going to be critical of the Beast himself. And no one has noticed this except for the audience. It's Blanco also makes it clear that he wasn't paid to make this video.
Now, I want to say that this is not in any way a PR stunt by the Beast team. I was not paid jack shit, so I have no incentive to say anything that I don't really want to say.
Once again, I believe him. He didn't get money, but he did get an exclusive opportunity. Both parties, the commentary channel and the Beast team, did nothing wrong in itself with this exchange. It's natural for the Beast team to want to prove their innocence, so I don't doubt they reached out to a bunch of drama channels to explain their side of the story.
I got a message that I didn't expect to get a message about. I got a message. This is real. This is not fake. This is real.
He basically said, there's been a lot of disinformation around me these past few months, and I feel like Soggy did a good job hitting a lot of it with facts.
When I got this message, I was like, it doesn't feel like a threat, but it just feels like he's obviously trying to do damage control on his public image. He wants people to cover this video that is saying that some of the things said about him before are not true, but something about the following and asking someone to make a video, it's odd.
I think the same people probably reached out to Soggy and It's Blanco, which is why their videos are so similarly formatted. I mean, someone over there had to give the okay to fly to Beast headquarters, right? Same pattern. This is technically okay. There is nothing wrong with accepting and doing this interview. Where the exchange fell short, in my opinion, is all on the commentary channels. Both took the employees' words at face value. You know, the people who are, of course, going to be biased for MrBeast because their livelihood depends on it. You can't just say, okay, I believe you. Why they didn't, who knows? Whatever the reason, comments show the results were the same. The same cover-up accusations still showed up in the comments. Anyway, I too asked MrBeast for his thoughts. Why did he think there was a conspiracy theory of him paying people off? His reasoning was censorship. He says the same thing in an interview with Oompaville, specifically from the YouTube subreddit r/YouTube drama.
Anytime something was proving that I wasn't evil or, you know, contrarian to what everyone was saying, they were suppressing it or censoring it, not trying to sound extreme.
So you're saying it's like a echo chamber, which, I mean, Reddit, r/YouTube drama is...
Yeah, I know, but it's unfortunate when there's a post with 10,000 upvotes claiming something false about you, and then everyone, then a couple people are like, wait, that's not true, here's proof, and then they delete it every time, so then everyone's like, okay, well then that must be true, because they're also deleting the comments on that post that prove it's not, you know. Again, I'm not trying to sound extreme, but it's just like, oh, you're censoring information.
Jimmy provides Oompaville with a number of posts removed by the moderators. There's quite a few, but some examples include, should we still trust Rosina Pansino? With the mod replying, this is not YouTube drama. Dogpack versus accountability, the mod replying to that post, this is not enough drama to warrant a new post on this situation. Another thing to factor in is that this isn't the first time r/YouTube drama has been accused of being biased. One of the moderators have since responded to Jimmy's allegations. It's a long post, so I'll link it down in the description, as well as Jimmy's allegations. To sum it all up, this particular moderator stands by removing those posts. They point out that posts were either removed for misinformation, they needed to be discussed in a mega thread, and another bunch removed because they were redundant. As you can see from the title of the video, I don't agree. The reason I don't think this is the case is him and his team have been accused of censorship too. And as you know, the story has got as big as it did, despite this attempted cover-up.
Personally, in my opinion, it feels like they are blocking comments and not accepting certain things because there's very few comments that are critical. I find some, but the ones that I find are really vague.
Some of the videos that seem to prove the allegations have been re-edited, such as this video called Tipping Pizza Delivery Guy $10,000. Its current length is at 10 minutes and 26 seconds. However, an archived snapshot in June shows its original length at 12 minutes and 48 seconds. A YouTuber by the name of Upper Echelon found a number of deleted segments in current MrBeast videos. He found that even the mere suggestion of criminal activity was deleted.
They removed a roughly 30-second section where Jimmy says to the camera, "Probably shouldn't break the law because being in jail sucks." And then a section where Jimmy describes how he would hate to go to jail for a few years.
The log of messages from one of MrBeast's crew members have also disappeared from their main platform, GitHub. Why would censorship work here and not there? His theory just does not make any sense. Okay, so don't get me wrong, my point isn't to jump on the hate bandwagon. It is for commentary channels to just treat MrBeast like they would any other influencer they criticize. That may seem like another way of saying jump on the hate bandwagon, but it's not. Remember when Oompaville just accepted Jimmy's answer to the question of whether or not he knew of Chris's affinity towards Shadman's art?
We used to have a bunch of anime posters and things like that on our wall in the house. And one day, Ava put up this poster that was like an animated character holding a fidget spinner and a gun. Admittedly, it was a weird image. I didn't know who made it. You know, I just kind of assumed it was a meme.
I was pretty disappointed with that conclusion, but believe it or not, it's possible for the viewer to accept that truth as well.
You were saying you didn't know. That's, yeah.
The reason many people weren't satisfied is because the interview didn't show how Oompaville got to the point of accepting Jimmy's explanation. It was just, oh, you said you didn't know him? Okay, cool. Oompa could have walked the viewer through the journey by pressing Jimmy with harder questions. For example, when Jimmy explained he thought the picture was just an anime thing, a natural follow-up could have addressed the chat logs.
How the hell could Jimmy say he doesn't know about his best friend when he's posting this in the chat with him?
Well, I have your work chat logs here, and Chris jokes around with some pretty dark stuff. Are you saying none of that ever gave you a clue about what he was into? I get that some of the stuff in the chat can look bad out of context, but it was never meant to be taken publicly or seriously. I don't know, okay? Something like that. I'm sure someone on the team can make it better. I don't work in PR, but you get the point. This is how interviews should work. When an interviewer asks tough but fair questions, they appear thorough and credible while giving the interviewee a real chance to prove their innocence.
I have received thousands of leaked messages from an official MrBeast work chat. These are all just their work chats from 2020 to about 2021 on Telegram. I verified the legitimacy of these chats with multiple former employees, and let me tell you, they are absolutely insane.
The great thing about this scenario is that we don't even have to imagine the audience's response. Rosanna Pansino actually posted the group chat on her Twitter. So many of the replies were very akin to, "Oh, this is just an average group chat." Oh my god, look how easy that was! So, if asking tough questions benefits the influencer and the drama channel, if they're innocent, why don't more people do it? Let me let you in on a little secret. Most commentary channels are little. We'll talk shit online, but we're ducking that influencer if they want to meet up in person.
I wanted to meet Alex so bad.
Yeah, he's not here.
I know. He's ill.
No.
He can't stand.
Can't stand.
Can't stand. That's a bit dramatic.
While I do feel like the MrBeast interview deserved criticism, I can't say I would have done any better. For most people, and that includes commentary channels, being confrontational is really difficult.
It's a different thing to look someone in the
eye.
Yes.
It's
3
totally
feet
different.
From them. Completely different.
And, like, we have a non-confrontational, most people do anyway, like a little bit of like a non-confrontational vibe where it's like, all right, I want to press you, but I don't want to start a fight.
When someone is being friendly and presents you with an opportunity, you've got to be a real psychopath to go against social norms and challenge them.
I mean, if I could do it again, it probably wouldn't, if I didn't like have the context that I have now and I had more time to prepare, I can't promise that it would be any better.
In fact, I can't really think of another channel who would do better than Oompaville. Just briefly speaking with MrBeast or meeting him can change your whole perception.
I opened up Instagram and sure enough, Jimmy gave me a follow. Bro sent me the link to a video, asked if I'd seen it, which I haven't, and then he asked me to cover it. I was like, bet, I'm gonna watch the video and see, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion on it. And wow, I'm actually surprised. I encourage you guys to go check this out for yourselves. It was a very good deep dive. Probably the best I've seen on the whole situation. This video does actually disprove a lot of the allegations that were sent against MrBeast.
Even Ben Shapiro, the guy who is known for dissing everyone and everything, can't give an honest review of Beast Games, MrBeast's first reality show on Amazon Prime.
Full disclosure, I know some of the people associated with making the show.
For example, less than 5% of Ben Shapiro's review is his opinion about the show.
Beast Games is, I will say, it's got like a 13% critics rating. It is highly watchable, like really watchable. It's kind of real life Squid Games.
I mean, it's not a great compliment, but that's all he says about it. He spends the rest of the video talking about capitalism and what he'd do if he were a contestant. Sure, Ben, capitalism is great, but what did you think of Beast Games? The point of the video? Why title it a review video when you did no reviewing? By strictly discussing capitalism, Ben sneakily gets away with placating both sides. He never calls Beast Games good, thereby not misleading his audience, and he never calls it bad, thereby jeopardizing his relationship with MrBeast. It's just watchable. Very watchable. It's definitely tempting as a drama channel to take the Ben Shapiro route. Make a video that fulfills audience demand, but also doesn't piss off your influencer friend. This keeps everyone happy and doesn't ruin your career. Once again, I'm here to argue the opposite. That treating MrBeast like you would any other influencer is way better for your career. Scott Kramer, for example, did an exceptional job reviewing Beast Games. His video was about half an hour long, and it examined the entire series back to back. Not only did his video get 1 million views, but MrBeast asked if he wanted to help for season 2. You would think Scott's video was full of over-the-top admiration for Jimmy and his show, or maybe it was just neutral like Shapiro's video. You couldn't be more wrong. Scott was highly critical of the production.
This was an incredible logistical feat to pull off, okay? Don't get me wrong on that. Having this many people do anything that's even remotely organized is impressive. But I just know that the goal was always to get on some Wikipedia list of the most expensive game show ever made, or the biggest cash prize ever given out, the most money given out in TV history.
I want to break the world record for most views in 24 hours on Amazon Prime Video.
So no, it isn't a psychotic, unhinged, dystopian hellscape. It's something so much worse than that. It's forgettable.
Despite this, Scott isn't a hater either. He doesn't call the show a dystopian hellscape, or talks about past allegations. It separates him from the anti-fans who just want to hate on Jimmy no matter what. His video was just his honest thoughts. Unlike the typical commentary channel review, which goes something like this, "It's not my cup of tea, but his audience likes it." His critique of Beast Games was the same as his critiques of other shows, and expressing those honest thoughts certainly paid off. And it pays off for MrBeast as well. For someone who has received the title of wanting to be the best YouTuber, having criticism like Scott's is invaluable, so you're able to learn from those criticisms and improve. Jimmy knows this.
If someone is like, hey, here's some ways I think you could improve, or some way you could have, helped people in this situation better, blah, blah. That's like an objective comment, which of the bucket of hate comments is going to be a very small percentage. And those are the ones you look at and you're like, is there truth to this? Yes. Okay. Consider it. If not, throw it out and then you just move on.
In conclusion, harsh criticism that's valid. Valid is an important key word here. You can't just go around calling people dumb. Harsh criticism is good for everyone. It makes commentary channels look good because it makes it look like they're demanding answers for their audience. And it makes the influencer look good because it gives them a chance to clear their name. A commentary channel throwing softball questions just looks like a puff piece. and it makes it look like they're covering up for that influencer. If you're not innocent though, there is a massive downside to harsh criticism. CoffeeZilla's video, for instance, alleges MrBeast has profited up to $23 million through insider trading and unethical crypto investments by using his influence. His video claims that he gained early access and publicly promoted tokens while selling them for profit. The Beast team counters that funds were handled by a third party and Jimmy had nothing to do with it. But Coffee found substantial evidence that casts doubt on their claims. To this day, that argument remains untouched. No real clarification from the Beast team, other than the ending of the Oombaville interview, which has had heavy pushback. And guess what? Most people liked CoffeeZilla's video. And if you think it was well received because he jumped on the hate bandwagon and accused MrBeast of being a scammer, you're wrong. He literally opens the video like this.
Instead, I think the answer will depend on you. If you love MrBeast, there will be an explanation at every turn and a scapegoat. But if you hate MrBeast, what I'm about to show you will seem unethical and like a clear abuse of fame for money. So already, this story is difficult.
In my opinion, the reason this was well received is because Coffee approached the MrBeast video like he did the other videos he's made on other public figures. His branding is consistent. It's that simple. And there's definitely evidence of this inconsistency happening in real life. MrBeast himself, that there is a commentary channel that has a very different opinion in real life, but on camera, he or she delivers a different opinion.
I guess I probably shouldn't say the name of the creators, but like one of them literally just said to me like, well, it's not really cool to like you or defend you right now, so I don't really care whether or not it's true, or I don't want to take the video down because then people are gonna think I'm controlled opposition. I was like, whoa.
The last reason harsh criticism may not be ideal is honestly ego.
He was directly tweeting about this crypto coin, kind of hyping it up on Twitter. And according to what CoffeeZilla says, at the exact same time, literally the same day, was selling that coin. So he was implying like, this is the next big thing. And in the meantime, he was just offloading it.
For some very odd reason, Jimmy just can't get himself to admit that replying super to this tweet is all out bad and irresponsible since he had a vested interest in the coin he was tweeting about.
I just replied super, and I know the next thing where people are going to go, but this was a planned coordinated thing. It wasn't. It's not like I'm on the phone with the people managing the crypto fund going, hey, I'm about to reply super to this tweet.
His argument is essentially he didn't tell anyone to buy it, he just tweeted super.
There's so much gray area in the crypto space. Like you're gonna see like projects where somebody gets an allocation of tokens for a project and then they just are socially signaling online that they're part of this project or whatever. And they're not blatantly saying buy this coin, but they're using their pull to kind of bring eyeballs to it. And then as you see that, project start to gain traction, they're then dumping their allocation.
The craziest thing about this is Coffee doesn't even say that what Jimmy did was blatantly illegal.
Again, is it an illegal scam? No, I personally don't think so. I mean, I think we'd need more evidence for that. But is it shady and should you take accountability for this? Like, obviously shady move? Yes, and I don't feel like he is.
With all that considered, he still can't admit that what he did was wrong? So, what if you're a drama channel and everyone knows you and MrBeast are friends? You're going to be biased and you're also going to be perceived as biased. How are you supposed to respond then? It's your job to report the news, but Jimmy is also your friend, so you're going to be biased no matter what. Ironically, the person that did this the best was Ludwig. Not at first, obviously, but later. After his poor examination of MrBeast's criticisms, Ludwig uploaded a follow-up video. Instead of being defensive, he immediately addresses what viewers are thinking.
I'm biased because I know MrBeast the person, and so MrBeast as the owner of MrBeast the company, the malfeasance he's done, how he's treated his employees poorly. I'm coming in with a POV of what I have seen.
He additionally doesn't try to defend his poor analysis of Dogpack's video. He takes the L and even shows how much his viewers disliked his livestream. With that though, he also doesn't just fold and join the hate bandwagon. He explains that some of the questions he raised to Dogpack were fair, among other points like JoJo misrepresenting his arguments. I don't know Ludwig personally, but to me, the video comes off genuine. He's not pandering to the hate bandwagon, nor is he pandering to MrBeast. Some criticisms he thinks are valid, and some he thinks needs more investigation. Additionally, unlike other drama channels who typically open their videos with the line, "I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible," Ludwig acknowledges that it is impossible to be unbiased in this situation.
I know MrBeast the person. And with my experiences with him, I came to the conclusion that, I thought he was a good person. I thought he was doing right by people. I never worked at MrBeast Incorporated. I just know as like talent on shoots how he operates. And Dogpack came with the POV of, well, look, dude, you don't know MrBeast the company, right? Or MrBeast like the CEO or whatever the title he has at his company.
By doing this, he effectively tells his viewers he's not going to stay silent, but they have to keep in mind his judgments will be clouded by the fact that he has a personal relationship with Jimmy.
There's no way that somebody can prove, including me or any of the chatters, that Ludwig is or isn't changing his feedback to MrBeast based off of potential business relationships or prior, relationships. There's nothing that Ludwig cannot say anything that will prove to people that, oh, never mind, I'm not like this, right? There's nothing that he can say. So it's like, if you acknowledge that nothing will change your opinion, then the opinion really, why even try?
The ongoing scrutiny has forever shifted the way Jimmy is viewed by the public. Back around 2020, any pushback would be met by the angry mob of the Beast fandom.
Jimmy's one of the few people to sit at the top that everyone just seems to like. I mean, if you ever made the mistake of going onto Twitter, you would certainly find no shortage of threads criticizing him, but almost every single one ends up being ratioed by someone expressing support.
Last month, MrBeast, in another move, funded the construction of 100 wells across 5 countries in Africa to provide clean drinking water to 500,000 people. Good thing, right? No.
So much that the wrath of mainstream news was no match for their intensity. Even when a few people question his philanthropic work,
he is literally the Antichrist.
It barely made a dent in how his core audience viewed him.
Here, I got 2 words you should say to MrBeast. Thank you.
Today, things have changed. Any rumor that can get a footing has the potential to gain traction. This change in perception bolstered by the fact that commentary went a little too soft on him, giving the illusion that there is a cover-up going on. And the good thing about this is now, several things have been accurately criticized. Like the failed MrBeast experience that happened in Resort World Las Vegas.
Fans of the content creator and Beast Games host can book a 3-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas and receive an exclusive MrBeast mystery bag stocked with limited edition merch and goodies. One lucky bag will contain a $10,000 gift voucher redeemable for cash.
The event was essentially a flop.
Okay, so we're at Resorts World for the MrBeast experience, and this is horrible.
Guests received what appeared to be merch that wasn't even their size.
It looks small. Oh my god. Okay, we'll just extra small. Extra. Really?
But the thing is, I'm in a group chat with all the other people who are on Beast Games, and right now they're saying there's actually nothing there. They have advertised it, and it might potentially not even be anything.
The community responded, and for once, I actually agreed with more Pegasus coverage about this one. Then you had the ViewStats AI tool that MrBeast released.
They basically launched AI-generated thumbnails. Give me some of that AI-generated slop, ladies and gentlemen.
What you saw is you had tons of people pissed off, arguing that this tool, it hurts thumbnail artists and editors and allows people to just blatantly copy and rip off other channels.
The backlash from both events resulted in corrective responses from Jimmy.
Anyone from now on that signs up for ViewStats Pro, there will not be the AI thumbnail tool. It just doesn't exist. We pulled it down. And on top of that, I wanted to go one step further to really show artists out there that I care. If you go on viewstats.com, under our more tools section, it will say hire thumbnail artists.
And attendants from Resorts World were invited to a studio tour. Awesome interaction in my opinion. MrBeast makes a mistake, the audience and drama channels criticize that accurately, and then MrBeast delivers an appropriate solution. But not so fast. As I said before, the shift has created an overcorrection. I've already shown you the tweets that criticized MrBeast for not helping Americans on a video that was dedicated to helping West Africans. I've also shown you a video that makes fun of MrBeast's relationship.
Thank you.
This $10,000 day.
Hey, he made eye contact during the hand kiss. He's starting to redeem himself.
All that commentary is pretty ridiculous, but I expected. Instead, I want to introduce you to a new type of criticism MrBeast has never faced before: agenda-driven outrage.
This is my friend Madge, and if he loses 100 pounds in the next year, I will give him $250,000.
In the video Lose 100 Pounds, Win $250,000, for instance, Tyler Wall, the coach training the contestant, unexpectedly passes away. MrBeast and company navigate this by integrating it into the narrative by showing how the contestant actually uses it as motivation to complete his weight loss journey. With that, commentary and drama channels have thrown their opinions in the ring and called this video exploitative.
The only thing that's atypical from MrBeast's usual work is that Coach Wall dies halfway through the filming of the video. It is prominently highlighted in the video in a way that I find both disgusting and highly exploitative.
Try as I may, but I don't really agree. Nothing in the title hints at death or grieving or tragedy, so that wasn't used for clicks. Similar to other tragedies and other shows, the video explains his passing in a fairly typical and tasteful way. In fact, according to the description, Tyler Wall's family felt that the video should be shared. Following this tragic news, we reached out to Coach Wells's family to determine whether the video should be shared. With grace and wisdom, they expressed that Tyler would have wanted his message of hope and positivity to continue reaching others, even in his absence. And to the contestant Madge, he's been very vocal on how positive his experience has been.
So the fact that people did get to see this and feel what I felt in the moment, and me seeing their reactions, was crazy, right? Because they're like internet trolls, but then like everybody has to understand that just because it's a video doesn't mean that it's a video. Like, this is real life.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful that we got to showcase that, right? Or that's included in the video.
The people directly affected by this tragedy aren't expressing outrage. Yet some commentary channels are on their behalf. It makes no sense. And that is agenda-driven outrage. When someone already dislikes a public figure, they'll often use any emotionally charged event they're part of as fuel to reinforce their narrative. It's not really about the event itself, it's not about the feelings of the family or Madge.
I don't care about the fact that, yes, there was a tribute in the video, or yes, they got permission to include this. The video should have been scrapped.
It's about finding a thing that justifies the grudge they really already hold on to. In other words, the moral concern is secondary to the opportunity to criticize. I would even go as far as saying they did exactly what they claimed MrBeast did, exploited a tragedy for views. Because did the family want this? No.
And this is one thing I've noticed about MrBeast is a lot of people can come out about him and basically say anything they want, and people will just kind of run with that. Some of it in the past definitely has stuck to the point that he has actually had to come out and address things. But then there are situations like this where there isn't really too much proof shown apart from like a singular transaction and just a story time with no screenshots, and people will still run with that as well.
Even though I do not think viewers will ever view him the way they did back in 2020, I do think there is a path for redemption. Well, because a lot of the big allegations are against people who've worked with him and not Jimmy himself.
I can't find anything tied to him other than, obviously Chris Tyson, right? Because that was his good friend and he was like a weirdo.
Yeah, Chris sucks.
But if you remove Chris Tyson, it's like the company failed here and there.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not MrBeast. It's not Jimmy himself that failed.
Therefore, he has the opportunity to make a change, to implement a system that reduces the risk of hiring people who abuse others. And it seems as if he's done the steps to work towards that, but we'll never really know until years down the line. When audiences feel the truth is being withheld, they don't simply move on. They go looking for it elsewhere, often in places that don't uphold the same standards or accuracy or integrity. This isn't just about MrBeast, it's about the role commentary plays in shaping public discourse. If the big names in commentary refuse to engage with certain topics, less reputable voices will fill that space, often with exaggerations, bad faith arguments, or straight out lies. The irony is that by trying to soften the blow, these creators have only intensified the backlash and fueled a narrative of cover-ups and controlled opposition. It's a reminder that honesty and consistency matter more than audience loyalty or personal biases. Because if you go too soft on the wrong story, you might just end up making it worse. Alright guys, you know why else I think that this cover-up is more organic than something that is planned out and schemed? Is because Ludwig and Moist Critical plan to stop doing drama content at the same time. Come on, if you were gonna plan a cover-up, you could at least space that plan out. Anyway, I think that explains why there are a lot of cover-up accusations going around. If you think something different, leave it down in the comments below. That's the end of the video. I will see you guys next time. Stay psyched.